Do our best. Hi, this is Jolyn from One Heart TV, and I'm welcoming back Heather Green. Heather, nice to have you back.
Thanks, Jolynn. It's really good to be here.
Yeah, we used to live in the same state, and I think now you've moved to.
Arizona. Yep. Been
Yep.
here 2.5 years. I'm actually in Sedona. It's a beautiful area to live. Yeah, love it.
Well, I brought you back because there is so much commotion and so many things going on, and you are really an intuitive. I took an animal communication class from you way back, and I know you're gifted, highly gifted. So I've got to ask you, Heather, a little bit first about your background, and then let's dig in.
Yeah, real quick, and I think probably a lot of people might know already that have watched some of my things and connected with Jolynn and I on different times we've put this out there. But I'm an intuitive energy healer. I do animal communication work. I work with the earth as well. So I'm very aware of the energies out there and what's happening right now.
Oh, girl, is some it just feels out of balance, you know? And as I move through my personal progression and learning so much, I
Mhm.
do not watch regular TV or news or the politics anymore.
Mhm.
Um, there's a lot out there that I think people don't know about. Can you share anything that comes to mind?
Yeah, and balance is a good, thing to talk about, and this expansion in consciousness that's happening. It is happening behind the scenes, regardless of how things look on the surface. I always remind people of that. It can look kind of chaotic when we're in the midst of a big change for sure. And we have an eclipse coming up on Sunday. Jolene and I have been talking about that. It's a lunar eclipse in Pisces. So it's going to be a really big one for helping people with healing, transformation. Pisces is a very watery sign. So, and we're feeling it already. I've been feeling this energy since the end of August. We're in the corridor, I call it, of the eclipse. So the energies are working with us in the way it needs to help us release baggage. Letting go and surrender are big themes right now, especially anything you think you might have control over, right? And then reconciliation is a big theme. People connecting with people in the past and clearing up the past, healing, releasing grudges and hurts, those kind of things. That's common. And so when you think about this energy playing out on a big scale collectively, I think that's really powerful what it could do for the collective too. We're all feeling it to some degree, every single one of us. We just have different reactions to
We
it.
are all feeling it at the grocery store,
Yep.
at Petco, at Home Depot.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, there is something and it really feels like energy. Energy is moving in us, but it's also moving in the planets and outward into
Yeah.
space. Is
Yeah.
there anything you can share about that?
Energy with the planets and everything. As far as like the expansion feeling, or
Just
just any,
energetically.
I mean, there's a lot that people are picking up on. It feels to me like, collectively, there's a lot of anxiety there that needs to be cleared of what's coming next, the unknown. We've been aware of, the sense of the divide in the collective and how is that going to play out and all the worldly things. And we just feel like it's going to be coming to a head soon. And the change energy has been with us for several months now, and it's going to continue through the end of the year. So anything is possible, and if we can keep an open outlook that way and say, okay, if whatever way the ball rolls, knowing that it's for our highest and best, because more has to be revealed, more has to come out and up to the surface in order to be seen and integrated before we can move on collectively and start new beginnings. So that's a big part of it. And I think the Virgo energy, we have the sun in Virgo, we have Mercury in Virgo, that can bring up a lot of body stuff. It can bring up anxiety, worries to be cleared. With all the energy coming in, I talk a lot about the plasma, the divine codes coming in, and the higher frequencies that are helping us in this expansion of consciousness, both collectively, personally, and collectively. you can feel a lot in your body too. So people have either been really exhausted, you might feel emotional. Some people are really hungry right now. Other people don't want to eat. So even really strange body sensations. It's part of the process of taking in all this light and integrating it. So just know that that's part of the change. A lot of this is we're getting it on other levels before it shows up externally and results that maybe we want or don't want. And I think it's the best thing is just don't have attachment. Look at it like we're in a time of an adventure. We are headed in the right direction, no matter how things may look outside in our reality, and that we're getting there in the way that we need to collectively. Yeah, not watching the news, not watching TV is probably a good idea. Being more internal and tuning into what you're being guided to do on an internal level is what's important in this time, I think,
Yeah,
more than
so I meditate regularly every
yeah,
day, and
yeah,
I am getting more creative than I ever have.
yes.
Um, and you said go within. Can you explain a little bit what you mean for maybe people who don't
Yes, that's
know?
great. Yeah, and like you're saying, Jolyn, meditating, sitting in stillness, creative activities, because often they involve us being reflective, anything reflective in origin, anything where you feel like you're unproductive, you're just allowing for the flow, just being too, being instead of doing will allow you to receive more information, your own guidance right now about what you need to be doing, what's appropriate for you or not to be doing for that matter, and also what might be happening out there if there's something that you need to respond to. Some of this stuff we just have to go about our day and live the way we want to live our lives, bring through that new expression that wants to come through, because this eclipse portal, which starts with the lunar eclipse on Sunday, we also have a solar eclipse coming up on the 21st. It's all about new beginnings and stepping into a greater level of empowerment, because eclipses are always about empowerment and how do we want to put that out in the world. The other thing I'll add, other than going inward, is to be out in nature, organic nature, right? Because that is where the higher earth energy, I call it, Gaia and her 5D and higher energies, they're coming through our more, physical aspects of our earth, shining through and reaching us that way. We can be informed through Gaia. So, you could be out playing out on the earth, you could be sitting, you could be doing anything. But as long as
Grounding.
you're grounding
I
and
love
connecting,
grounding. Walking in
yeah,
sand or wet grass. Yeah.
yes, as
Yeah.
long as you're out there, because, that is going to be a good way to stay informed with the energies, to fill yourself back up, to get grounded. Because, like I say, all these light codes coming in, they can be very ungrounding and they can feel physically uncomfortable in the body. So when you're out there, the earth will actually help with that. Gaia helps with that. And if there's anything you need to know, you're going to know when you're making that connection. Sometimes it's on a need to know basis with a lot of this stuff. We want to be informed, we want to know what's going to happen next. And we have to look at it like, okay, it's an adventure that will unfold as it needs to. The most important thing is to be in your sense, your own balance, as you talk about balance,
Yeah.
Jill, and what keeps you in balance, what things are important for you to do for self-care, and then focusing on what is your next level of expression. Because I feel like on the other side of this eclipse corridor is new beginnings, brand new beginnings for people, and what they want to bring about in their life. What do they want to do or be next? And it may be more about being than doing with these
You
energies.
know, I know, Heather, when you taught the communication class, it was
Hmm.
all about getting quiet. You spent quite a while in the beginning
Yeah.
getting us to stop the monkey mind, they call it,
Yep.
and just be open to and receptive. And that's basically what you're saying now is
Yep.
the best time so you can have these new beginnings in your life.
Right, right. Let the eclipse energies guide you
Ooh, I like
into
that.
going deeper within
Yeah.
so that you can get quiet and still. And you might notice things coming up, fears from the past, hurts from the past. If you're getting triggered in this time, That's actually perfect. Let it be a trigger. Let it all come up. This is, this energy can assist you in letting go and healing, releasing some of that stuff. Then go deeper in and ask for that guidance and see where you're directed to go next and what's revealed to you next from within. And that could be on the inside as you're meditating, like Jalyn shared, or when you're out in nature, that you're just more aware of, oh, here's what's coming next for me, and how we can begin. And the best part is the truth of what's really happening behind the scenes with the collective can be known on a internal level when you're either going within yourself or out in nature, because then you're going to be aware, wow, we really are creating new realities here. It just doesn't always look like that on the surface because the collective as a whole is releasing just as much as we're releasing individually. So we're all going through this, and it doesn't always look pleasant when it's happening.
You
Yeah.
know, I do know our thoughts really have a lot to do, and I think the universe or cosmo is actually listening to our
Yep.
thoughts. And so I write songs and I really participate every day on my walks about my thoughts. I'm loving my heart. I'm loving my cells. I'm gifting myself. And I really think it starts there for the collective to help Mother Earth. Don't you think?
Yeah.
She needs help right now.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Thought, word, deed, and action. What it was the thought, word, thinking, what we choose to say. So our voice and our actions all have to do with that. And each person influences the greater collective. So just don't think that your part is small and doesn't matter, because each person, as we're doing this, we make a difference for the collective. And yes, the way we think, the way we view reality, what we focusing on where we're going with this. We're not going to stay in this heavy, dense reality. We are moving beyond that into something new. And imagine what that feels like, what it looks like, even how it feels in your body. If you can imagine what that would be like when you're there, then you begin creating that yourself. And then in the collective reality, it changes. Yes. And as far as Gaia and the earth goes, yes, our direct experience of that in the physical is often a combination of everyone's the consensual reality and what we all believe and the energy there. That's a big part of that. So when we change and grow and heal, that impacts the earth in a positive way too. We're going to see that change happening. The more that we all expand, the more that more of the 5D and higher energy from earth is available to all of us down here, which is what we're moving in.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much because of the chaos and because we're feeling weird things, there's been a lot more crime and different things. And I've been posting, Heather,
Mhm.
an actual group of meditators when I think it was Washington, D.C.
Mm,
At what was that year? It was bad, the murders and so forth. And a collective bunch meditated on peace and love within.
mm,
And they actually have documentation proving that the collective energy can change it. And I really
yeah.
feel in my heart that we need to do it for ourselves to help each other. Those are in deep fear because should we fear this Sunday? Should we
No.
fear it? Okay. Okay.
No, no. I've shared a little bit about just between friends, the energy might feel a little choppy, a little edgy. And that's partly the underbelly of the collective, where a lot of the collective, a lot of humans in the collective fear what's next. They're afraid of the unknown. We're kind of taught to be afraid of that by our society. It's reflected back to us. So instead, look at it like, okay, this is a brand new beginning. What about being excited about it? We could see it as being mysterious. It is a bit mysterious. We're not going to have all the answers. We're not going to know exactly how it's going to go. But we know we're headed in the right direction. And there is signs and proof in our reality, if we're looking for it, that we are on the right track. We're going to see more of the 5D earth energy reflected to us. How do we see that? When we're out in nature and we feel a sense of awe, a sense of love and peace and just this greater bliss energy. And, more and more people are tapping into that. Just, it's kind of like a mystical, surreal energy. Sometimes I go for walks in the neighborhood here in Sedona or hikes, and I'm like, wow, I'm so blown away by this greater, I'll call it a mystical energy for lack of a better word, but this surrealness of it, that's 5D Earth, and that's a reminder that we are actually already here. If we put more of our focus on that, more other people in the collective start tuning into that too. It's like we're,
Love that. I've never heard the 5D explained that way.
yeah,
So it's not a level of some kind. It's just
it's an energy.
almost like childlike behavior, looking at the butterfly for the first time.
Exactly.
And
Innocence. Yeah.
okay, okay.
Innocence, purity, it's a sense of joy and love and peace, of course, but even more than that is that surrealness, and you can experience joy in nature in any kind of form of nature, but this one is more of this powerful spiritual energy that just kind of comes in and washes over you. Yeah,
Oh, I
and it
like
does
that.
have a sense of innocence to it, like you're describing, like when you are brand new beginner's mind, right? You don't have anything to compare it to, and you're just blown away by it. It's like that. So focusing on more of that energy that's showing up, and that's the mystery of what we're tapping into, and also what's helping to work behind the scenes. We're not alone in this, we're so assisted by many beings, and we're doing it together. So
Yeah, I love that. I love that. So to recap, basically, the energies are coming forth. They have been here for several weeks. It's undeniable, months even
mm,
for some. And so the way to get back to a centering or balance is basically through nature, but or sitting and quieting the mind, or
mhm.
staring out in the ocean or the forest, or
Those are many different ways.
I
Yes.
don't know what, and just being excited
Yeah.
for what is actually coming around the corner that you didn't even expect.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
You
know.
know, and we've been prepping for this since the Mercury retrograde that we had at the end of July and early August, and the Lions Gate was a kind of a
Oh,
prepping for
yeah,
this
that was fun.
eclipse
Yeah.
corridor. So now, yeah, so we have been feeling the energies. And yes, all of those things that you mentioned, any kind of self-care, and then organically connecting to the earth and the 5D higher energies, and going within to connect to your own higher self, your own divine energy, will help you stay balanced. And know too, I want to say at the same time, if you are feeling emotional in this time or things are coming up, that's okay. Really let it be present for that. Allow it to come up and out, because that is part of the healing, especially with this big eclipse on Sunday. It's a Pisces one. So there may be a lot of releasing for people, and that's a good thing. Celebrate it. It's not a bad thing. So you release, you can have a good cry, and then an hour later be like, okay, I'm ready to go out. I want to go outside and connect with Gaia. And then you're in joy when you're out there. You're just feeling that surreal, beautiful energy that redirects you to the next, new beginning in your life that we're all kind of going to be getting information on. So
I
great.
think we only live in the unknown is what I've learned, and there is no known. There is no such thing, and I'd like it to be, but through my
Not
life,
anymore.
not.
Yeah, we're in this time, you're right. It is about the unknown and being comfortable with that. We can't plan and prepare the way we've done in the past. We may be able to plan, a few weeks out for our own lives, schedules and things like that. But as far as like what to think is going to be in several months or even several years, no, we can't really know that. It's all just happening behind the scenes. But it's, we can trust in the direction we're headed, and that's the most important thing. I do think there's going to be more changes. I've been talking a lot about this in my blog and different videos I've been doing on my social media about, earth related changes, and there could be some changes in politics. There could be people that are going to want to make changes with their finances and currencies and things like that. And so those are all things to just follow your intuition about. If there's something you need to know that you'll do that, right? But that we don't have to concern ourselves. with the changes in the planet and the Earth related stuff, a lot of that's releasing the old density too. And more of the 5D, as I talked about, and higher Earth is seen sometimes after those events. So, we get to see the iridescent colors, or maybe we feel a lightening up in certain aspects of Earth when after something happens, maybe after an earthquake or in volcanic areas. So just know that that energy is just waiting to come through, and there needs to be openings for it. And sometimes those events are part of that. So this is all, not to have preconceived notions about what anything means anymore, to accept it all as part of the shift and change, if
Yes,
that makes sense.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I think as we tie this up here nice and neatly, I do want people to be able to get a hold of you if they
Mm.
wish. You have an ongoing business. Would you like to speak where
Oh,
they can
sure.
find you?
Oh, thank you. Yes. And I actually am doing a Zoom class on Sunday for help with the eclipse energies. So, and it's for support with this eclipse we're having that starts on Sunday. Of course, we're going to be taking 2 weeks to integrate it. Then we have a solar one. So, anyone who wants support with what might be coming up for them right now can join my Zoom class. That's all on my blog. My website is tealhealing.com. And if you go to the writings page, you'll see that that Zoom class is right up there. And you can see all my other services as well. I do one-on-one private sessions for people, intuitive sessions, and readings and healing for people and animals. So you can check out my work there. And I work mostly by Zoom and phone because I have people from all over. So, yeah.
Well, we'll have to have another talk about your animal work. I know that's really big and deep in your heart. So I so much appreciate you again, Heather, for tapping in and coming on and giving us your a perspective of what I got out of this mostly was a new beginning and be open to it. Be open to it.
Yes.
It's
See it
excitement,
as that, a new beginning, a fresh start, and
right?
being able to let go of the old. If the old is really in your face right now, just say, "Oh, it's because it's leaving. That's stuff that I don't need. It's going away. It's lifting out of your fields and in your reality even too. So your personal reality. So yeah, just look at it like that. It's a
Beautiful.
great.
Heather, just a wonderful time whenever I speak to you. And for all of you tuning in, this is One Heart TV. I'm speaking to people I know and I have loved interviewing in the past. And Heather was one of my interviewees back in 2020 when things shut down. So if you want to see more videos, go to One Heart TV. I am going to put everything down in the links for you for how to reach her because she's got that class coming up on Sunday. And again, Heather, wow, thank you so much for taking your time today.
Oh, thank you. You too,
Many ble
Georgia.
many blessings to you, and we will see each other
Soon.
again. We have to
Yes.
we have to follow up for the 21st.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
That's a whole nother eclipse cycle. So yeah, a different one.
And just don't put in any of your energy into fear. That's not what any of
Exactly.
this is about.
If
Okay.
it comes up, let it come and out and up and out. But that's it. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Peace,
Okay.
love to you all. Thank you, Heather. And we'll see you soon on One Heart TV YouTube channel.